You may not know everything, but the team around you, if you really build and invest in them, that's where the real win comes from.
There's no letting people go. Well, it's on you as the leader to help bring them up to standard.
You have to make decisions quickly. You do need to have empathy and build trust with your people.
The lives of those on board are dependent on your proficiency, decision-making, and preparation.
People don't care how much you know unless you show how much you care.
You work with what you have. There is always a way, and sometimes the way is just through.
Ranger School is the Army's leadership school where they put you in various tactical situations, ultimately testing how you make decisions in times of ambiguity and pressure, depriving you of food and sleep. Our main purpose and objective as infantry soldiers was to conduct combat operations.
What started off as an opportunity to get an education turned into an appreciation for service. I went off to Qatar on a deployment where I was involved in the analysis of air operations within the Middle East. It forced me to be very creative. It forced me to learn how to relate well to others that I don't necessarily work well with, and to become more self-aware in how I relate to other people.
As a pilot, you learn to turn rogue memory into split-second decisions that sometimes mean the life or death of your crew, and you learn to detect fear and fatigue in the way that your crew members say the words left and right. My biggest learning from those moments is how important it is to understand your people, to hear them, to know them, and to lead them in a way that they deserve.
My responsibility was to lead the overall mission of conducting counter-narcotic operations to intercept contraband that was on its way to the United States. How do you keep your crew safe and healthy in a COVID environment when you have to board vessels and interact with various different crews?
Ultimately, when I was deployed to the Middle East, we were able to do some really great construction projects up in northern Iraq. I felt like I was part of a team that was actually trying to build infrastructure for continued success for not just the US military, but actually anyone living in that area. It's one thing to call yourself a leader. It's a lot harder to walk with them through to the end to make sure that they do turn out okay.
Growing up, service, just in general, was a really big part of my family. So I just knew that I wanted to serve. Trying to land a multi-million-dollar helicopter on a small pitching ship deck at night while wearing night vision goggles. You're talking on the radios, you are trying to time the pitch of the ship deck with your pitch and roll of the aircraft, dealing with different emergency procedures under high pressure where you have to make decisions quickly and you don't necessarily get a second chance.
When I left the Army in 2021, I knew I wanted to go back into music, which is actually my original passion, and start my own company one day. There are so many instances where I've gotten the help of veterans. A lot of being a founder is figuring things out with limited resources, time, information, and that's not unlike the situations you're put in the military.
The business toolkit that HBS has given me really rests on the ability to translate some of the decision-making and the judgment that I gained in the military.
The same leadership principles apply: good judgment, empathy, and integrity.
The Navy taught me a lot about humility, leading with energy, and finding ways to connect people. Business is another path to service where the change might even be even bigger on a global scale.
We joined because we want to make a difference in this world.
Duty, honor, and country.
I really loved the mission set.
And I think that's where the deeper passion for this nation, for service, those qualities of character really come out.